Do you remember when everything used to practically punch you in the face with how extra it was? From designs to fonts to colors. Now everything looks like you walked into an abandoned hospital wing where it's just blech, very just almost sterile looking, disgusting. Yeah, me too. Today we're going to be talking about that and kind of diving into how lame today actually is with the colors. Thank you guys coming back this week. I mean, a lot's been going on. There is a huge change that will not roll out the next week, but the week after that. So in 2 episodes from today, I got a huge thing that basically you'll see in that episode, but I'll tell you guys about it now. I'm currently moving into a new apartment, and that also means the beautiful background you see here will change. It'll be a little bit more personalized. I'll change it up to things that I like, but we'll have a new studio. I'll try it out. If I don't like it, I'll always come back to the theater. But I don't know. It's exciting. That means I could do a lot more, make it more personalized. I got more access to recording as much as I want instead of having to drive to my grandparents to use their basement. I could just pop up the camera and, make a video. But I was driving around, just living life, the existence, just existing and realizing that, holy crap, I want to die with how boring everything is. Like, everyone looks the same and nobody looks like they're, wearing parachute pants or neon colors. It's just so boring. There's no personality with clothes. There's no personality with cars, unless you design your car to look wild. I feel like there's just not much personality, and it was all taken away in the process of people just wanting it to be efficient and to be bland. Because I feel like back in the 90s, when you look at pictures, everyone was just so unique. You could tell that style was this person's style or that style was theirs. But now it's like we're all dressing like we're literally looking at if IKEA had a magazine for clothes, we'd all be dressing like that. There's no uniqueness. And I kind of wanted to go into that this week. But before I do that, the weekly catch-up. I'm moving, so that's really the biggest thing that's happening, and we're going to be changing the studio which this podcast is filmed. Definitely going to be bringing more guests on, having fun with that. And other than that, there's not really anything big. I'm recording a little later this week, so I'm recording on Saturday. But, I think it kind of works the best for me. I don't do anything on the weekend anyways, which is super lame. I'm 24 and I don't really have a social life. That's so depressing. But I've been finding a coping mechanism with running. I've been running with my dad. We ran today. I ran for 5.5 miles at an 15 pace, which is, that's the best I've done so far. And that's consistently. So there's barely been any rest. I felt fired up, as you can tell. It's a little bit of running, and I had some caffeine. I had a little bit of coffee. It's making me cracked out right now. So hope we can keep this up, keep the positivity. But here we go. I think we should just dive right into talking about how life is so lame. I feel like when you look outside, right, if you could give a color for, let's say, this past decade, right? I think this decade's color would be beige. That is the most identifying color for this decade, in my opinion, because we went from, you could just let's look at cars, for instance. Cars used to look unique, not even just the color. They could be red, blue, yellow, whatever. They used to look unique. So you can go to a parking lot and see that there's just hundreds of almost unique cars. Like you got a Hot Wheels set in your parking lot. But nowadays it's all right, there's 5 silver Chevy Malibus, there's 15 black, F-150s. It's just what is going on? Why do we all want to be just like everybody else? Why do we want to be lame? And I'm wearing some basic clothes, right? But I'm also trying to find my style, and I want to try to, implement some color, because who knows? color might suit me a lot better than being just plain Jane and wearing blue. But I do love me a good blue. Ask anybody. I don't know why I love blue so much when it comes to clothing. I mean, my phone's blue, my car's blue. Yeah, I don't know. But I feel like we just need to go back to when everything just felt so much more unique and individual, and you know, you dress for you rather than dressing for like, oh, this is how it is. But everyone was like, I like pink, I like to wear that, or I like to wear this, or you know, maybe wearing button-up shirts or baggy, you know, pants, or you know, something like that with some color, or we wear those shoes, or you know, everyone just looks so unique. Hairstyles were so unique. Everything was just so unique. Now it's like I can go to the mall, copy and paste like 5 different teenage boys, and they all look the same, all the same hairstyle, all the same, you know, outfit. Nobody kind of dresses and tries new things and experiments. We're all just kind of meh. Let's just go on autopilot and be like robots for half a minute. So lame, man. And I feel like, I mean, I'm 24, but with the fact that I feel like how lame nowadays is, I feel old. I feel old. I feel like I'm just an old soul. I don't know. It sucks, and I refuse to believe that it's just going to become more like lame. If you imagine the way the future looks in movies, where everything is just clean white, some black, some gray, but like, yeah, I'm not about that. Bring the color back, bring the fun hairstyles, bring the cars, bring the, I don't know, phones, make phones fun and unique again. They're freaking lame, dude. They're lame. I feel like music's also just super, but we won't get into that right now. Let's go into, I mean, let's see. Yeah, I feel like, back to what I was saying, people associate older aesthetics like the 90s and the early 2000s, the 80s, 70s. I feel like everything was just so unique. I mean, 40s, 50s, it was kind of, and then psychedelic 60s, and then everything kind of went to, let's, you know, dress to not impress, sorry, dress to speak of like, this is me, man, freaking look at me. But yeah, it was more about individuality, and everything was just, I mean, it helped form your personal identity, and every brand had identity, and you could take everything and just, you know, make something with it, because, you know, everyone wore blue jeans, but I feel like everything else just had more color to it. Every color had so many different shades. I mean, obviously pink, purple, whatever, green, but I feel like there was just so much blue and yellow, and I just feel like I don't know. The spectrum of color was so much bigger, and it's almost like when you see orange and tangerine and whatever, you know, those little split offs of the color by the shades. Now it's just like, okay, there's orange and yellow and green and blue. But there used to be like a whole section of just 500 different oranges, and everybody would wear orange differently. And I don't know. It's just like with the whole sterile thing, yeah, it's clean. But back then, man, it felt like everything had its own like life, man. Everything was alive. Nowadays, it's like we're all dead. Soon enough, we're all going to be just sleeping in coffins because it's easier than getting a bed. I have no idea. And that I made a list of certain things to talk about and approach that make a lot of sense in terms of when you're looking at how basic everything is nowadays. And like the internet is one of them. I mean, yes, websites back in the day used to look like someone was trying to steal your money or your personal information, but at least they had character to them. At least they were fun. The only reason they stole your information is because it was believable that, oh, this is a sick website. Like, I want to, oh, let me put my email in it. Now all your information's stolen. Nowadays, it's like every website literally looks like a waiting room for, you know, a hospital or an ER. Everything's just basic copy and paste. There's nothing like unique, no boldness, no nothing like hit you in the face. Hey, this is blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, this is Apple. Oh, this is Amazon. And it kind of looks the same because it's just bland, you know? And I feel like we have I feel like there was a wave of minimalism, which I don't know. I think you could take it how you take it, but I think it made everything just, oh, well, maybe if we just make the fonts a little bit more lame, and we make the colors a little bit more lame, and let's just do it because, if everything looks the same, it feeds into the mass appeal. It's faster to have everything look the same because you're not worried about, I want to stand out, let's make it like this, let's make it like that. It's just like there's a template and everybody's using it because it's easy and quick, which is so dumb. White backgrounds, simple fonts like Times New Roman, nobody else, or Arial, like you don't really go outside of that. People do it because it's safe, right? Nowadays, I feel like we're in a time of everybody gets offended over everything. Hot take. I'm going to be honest. If you don't like me saying that, screw you. No, I'm just playing. But I do really feel like everybody takes the opportunity to, I don't like what you said, I'm going to basically verbally abuse you and cancel you because I don't agree with it. And there's too much of that, cancel culture, where I get it, some things you shouldn't say, period, but everybody's using that, quote unquote, again, cancel culture to feed into their, I don't appreciate that, and I'm going to whine and complain about it. And then I feel like you have to bend your ways to me because it makes me uncomfortable for how stupid I'm complaining about it. So I feel like everybody goes basic because it feeds into that. Well, it's going to reach a wider and mass audience that I'll probably get a lot more of those people to tune in and look at the website and maybe buy our product or watch our show, something like that, because it's very bland. It doesn't dive into one specific way or another that could, ruffle up some feathers, but not necessarily in a bad way. I just feel like, again, everyone's too soft and complains about everything. Yeah, there's things that I don't like people saying and things that not necessarily offend me, but I just don't agree with. But I'm not going to be like, because you say that or you believe differently than me, I think you should be canceled and your life should be ruined and blah, 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 blah. Like, come on, dude. Come on. Nobody cares that much about your opinion. Like, why are you going to have to blab on about it trying to ruin somebody's life when you probably say something that would offend somebody else and then your life's ruined? So, like, everybody just needs to chill unless it's, like, really offensive or, a huge thing. Just keep it to yourself. It's so bad, bro. And when I look at logos nowadays with the whole white background and the color of this decade is beige, right? It's almost like you're looking at, for instance, the Apple logo, and I feel like that bitch is about to ask me, hey, would you like oat milk with that? You kidding me? You're like that generic and basic that you're asking me if I want oat milk? Oh my gosh, bro, is killing me. I'd rather be able to express who I am the best way possible and use colors and different things that I feel like are great. And if somebody doesn't like them, well, then I'm not for you. And not everybody's for everybody. And I feel like we just need to go back to that. Not everybody's going to like it, but I think we were more open to the fact that, okay, yeah, that's not for me and I'm just not going to worry about it. Now everybody feels like they have to make a point of stating their opinion about everything as if their opinion is going to make this massive change and, they're this high entitled important person. Blah, blah, blah. Again. So, maybe I'll switch up the banner and like the logo and stuff for this podcast to make it, more fun and poppy and stuff like that and just test something out. Because I feel like it is kind of very generic, but maybe I'll mess around with it, see like what fun crap I can do that kind of fits the vibe of what, I want everybody to come in here today on this beautiful Monday morning, the best way to start your week. Tune in, listen, lift your spirits and have a good conversation with me. I feel like I need to, live it. If I'm going to preach it, I need to live it. So maybe I'll update that once I move into the new apartment and get things settled down. I think that'll be fun. So, yeah, we need to go back to when things felt more authentic and human. It just feels too automated, too much. It does feel very robotic, and I don't know. It's kind of eerie thinking about that. Like, gives me the heebie-jeebies, dude. But I think we need to bring back maximalism, man. And here it says maximalism is essentially curated chaos. So yeah, there may be a lot going on, but it's in a clean way that makes it work. It's not a mess. It's intentionally supposed to look like there's a lot of character and there's a lot going on and this and that makes it fun. And for like when I move into my apartment, that's kind of what I want to do, is I want to make it fun. I want, you know, my theme is going to be black, white, and wood, and then accented colors, because I feel like I'm not the type of person to have, oh, orange, green, purple, blue, blah, blah, blah. But it's like if, you know, I get a lamp and the lamp's a metallic green. Well, it kind of works with, you know, everything's going to be base white, black, and brown, like wood anyways. So everything can have a little bit of color to it. So it almost feels like an I Spy book, you know? Oh, wow. Let me see if oh, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. You know, add some character to it. I think we need to shift back to more bright colors, more expressive designs that have a lot going on with it, that when you look at it, you're like, wow. Because I feel like when you compare, for instance, let me pull up a good brand that you guys at home can look at yourself and actually see the comparison. Let's see, good brands that changed to be boring looking. And let's just see like the brand logos, right? Let's see. All right, that's not good brand logos that changed to be boring looking. Perfect. Let's see. 11 best and worst redesigns. No, that's not what I want. Let's see. Let me see. I mean, take like the old Pepsi logo, for instance, when it looked like it was crashing through the glass and there was, you know, condensation on it and stuff like that. And now it looks just so lame. Like Nickelodeon's also changed, or like Warner Brothers with the metallic gold shine on it, and now it's just blue and white. Like, why? That Warner Brothers logo, the old one, used to really, that's Warner Brothers. But the WB is just like, what off-brand crap is this? Let's see, what's another one that's like big? I mean, Mountain Dew's kind of the same. I mean, if you look at the evolution of the Twitter logo or like the Instagram logo, right? Now it's got color, but I like the old Instagram logo where it was brown. Let's see if I can pull it up. Yeah, where it literally looks like a film camera. The first one was a film camera, and then it kind of goes into a bigger square. But I like that because that's character. Like, you know that's Instagram because of the way it looks. And now it really is just like a shell of itself. It is kind of lame. I don't really like the color as much. So I feel like we need to kind of bring back that, where everything feels like, you know, it's going to pop and stand out compared to other brands. And yeah, I don't know. Like, oh my gosh, what was one that I just saw the other day? Let's see, old, maybe Quick Silver logo? Yeah, man. Like the old Quicksilver logo. This one's all right, but like 2002 to 2009, it looked like it was a freaking like paintbrush that wrote Quicksilver. That's kind of sick. And then if you go back to like the 70s to 80s one, it looks like a legit mountain with the wave, and even the original Quicksilver logo from the 69 to 70. That's sick. Nowadays it's all right, but I feel like there's just so much more character to them, you know? And like especially designs on t-shirts, man. Like I'm looking at a bunch of different Quicksilver designs that they have on t-shirts. So fun. And you can't even find any of that. Let's see. Quicksilver tees from the 90s. That's the best representation of it. Just because, yeah, man. Yeah, oh my gosh. If you Google it, you'll definitely see what I'm talking about. It's fun. There's a lot of color. The way the, you know, things, like it all pops. It doesn't look the same as everybody wearing, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like a plain white and black t-shirt every now and then. but I kind of want to like pop out a little bit. I want to, you know, have something that screams, whoa, that's a cool shirt. Like, no, like almost like notice me in a way that's not kind of pick me a bit. But yeah, everything was just so much more unique, and the designs and everything was not just, I'm going to use the simple Quicksilver design and then maybe add some color, but it's like, I'm going to redesign the Quicksilver design just for this shirt alone. So I think that's banging, and I think we need to bring that back. I'm going to freaking petition to bring color back. Oh my gosh. We went from less is more. Hold up. What? I don't think that makes sense. I don't know what I'm reading, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really looking at it as it does look like we live in a simulation almost. Like if you've seen The Truman Show, where everything's kept in uniform and it's kind of just like, it is the way it is because that's how society is. And when Truman tries to stand out, they're like, what? And I mean, I know he's on a show and they're, you know, people don't want him to figure that he's on a show. But it really is almost like when you start to change how you are acting or the way you dress or the way you are, like, I'm going to give props to the people who have fun and unique styles that look different than the trending fashion nowadays. Because I'm like, you're doing you, man. You're finding what works best for you. You're finding your fashion, your style, like you're expressing yourself. And I think a lot more people need to do that and stop judging them and realize, dude, I'm boring. Like, look in the mirror and tell yourself you're boring, because I guarantee you we probably are way more boring than we'd like to admit. We all want to be these bubbly people. Oh, you're so fun. You got loads of color. Like, you're this banging person. No, we're literally so lame. You could see me at the mall today, and I'm not even there because everybody looks like me, because I look like everybody. It's like, we need to change it, man. And, oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. My brain, I'm sorry. My brain goes from like, all right, I got something, let's roll with it, bada bing, bada boom, to like, I don't even know what to say now. So bear with me on my mind. I think the caffeine is just giving me the jitters. So, but yeah, that's kind of, I mean, some of the big things that I feel like have noticeably made the changes. I mean, like, I go into Hobby Lobby. Go into Hobby Lobby yourself, okay? And you'll see pictures on the wall above coming in. And like, oh my gosh, people used to dress that way, like green walls and black designs and this pattern and that pattern. Like, okay, very early 2000s, yeah. But nowadays, it's like you go in, all right, I'm wearing a white shirt, and my wall's white, and my countertop's brown, and this is gray, and that's black, and there's like no pattern to anything. Everything's just basic and plain. Like, what? Like, you're given a sketch pad. Like, if you're drawing on something, and it's like, oh, click on this, and there's so many patterns, and there's so many colors, and you're like, oh, I'm good with black and the normal pen, and I'll just design whatever I want on this. Huh? Like, you could use cheetah print. Like, bring that back. Bring zebra pants back. I mean, I don't know who would wear zebra pants, but like, I'm in your corner if you're rocking zebra pants or like cheetah pants or something like that. A cheetah belt. I don't know. Go back to the way the cheetah girls dress and dress like them. I'm all for it. I mean, I may not be confident to dress like that right now, but I'm all for it for you. Like, I'm rooting for everybody to find themselves, express themselves, say this is me, stand out among all the other plain people. Everyone's great right now. Be a color and inspire other people to bring more color in their life, and stop being a freaking loser, because I'm a loser. And I mean, I'm a loser in the best way. Like, we're all losers in the best way. I'm not saying, you know, you're a loser, but I feel like in terms of, you know, expressing yourself, we're all too kind of scared to express ourselves. We're too afraid of the judgment. Screw the judgment, bruh. Screw the judgment. Because if you're starting to stand out, walk around, and be confident in who you are, you'll start to inspire more people to do the same. And then before you know it, everybody's expressing themselves. And nobody's judging anymore because we're all doing it. Everyone just judges because expressing yourselves has become so... I'm going to say a word, and I don't want to say it in the wrong sense. So I'm going to Google it real quick. so taboo, bro. Expressing yourself with color and design and just in any way has become so taboo because you need to fit this quote unquote mold that everybody's fitting in, that people judge you and think you're weird. Like, it's okay to be weird and goofy in public. If people are judging you, that's on them. If you're quote unquote disturbing their peace, that's, I feel like, completely on them. Unless you're like a lunatic, being you is not a bad thing. And I love when I'm being just goofy and like a freak in public, right? And they're like, oh, come down, like, you need to be quiet, you're embarrassing me. I'm like, then just be embarrassed, you freaking punk. So anytime I go out with anyone in public and they do that, I kind of dial it up to 9, baby. And I start to act more like a weirdo, because I guarantee you, everybody in that store, minus the people who work there, I'll never see again. So why does it matter if I act the way I want to act, to be the person I want to be, and just be comfortable as me, knowing that, okay, they're probably not going to think about me ever again. They're never going to see me ever again. Like, it doesn't matter. And if they're going to judge me based off that sole impression, then they're kind of a loser themselves. So, moral of the story, don't be a loser. Add some more color into your life, however it is, by designing your apartment, designing your room, dressing in different color, maybe even if it's personality-wise, being a bit more bubbly or being a bit more goofy out in public. That's adding color, because when you're kind of conforming to how everything is and, all right, well, I gotta act this way, I gotta blah, 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 blah. You're acting like the color gray, buddy. You're acting like the color gray. Act like the color green, or act like yellow. Yellow is such a bright, positive, banging color, and I feel like we all need to be a bit more yellow. So yeah, change up your color and act a little bit brighter and more positive, and be more you. Be more orange. Be more purple. Be more, green. Like, whatever you want to be, just be more you, man. I think that's where we probably need to start, is everybody being more confident, being themselves, because we all think things look cool. Like, to be completely honest, the way some Quicksilver shirts look, I think those are sick. But then at the same time, it doesn't always fit with my style. And I thought, maybe I'll just have to dress, like the way I'm dressing right now. I'm wearing jorts, right? And some Berkeys. And I'm like, all right, this is nice. I like the way I dress. It's kind of, it kind of gives me beach vibes. It kind of gives me that, like, and I love that, because especially with warm weather, that's all I dress like. But then at the same time, sometimes I want to dress up. Sometimes I want to look really formal and look like old money. You know what I'm saying? I want to look a little, And sometimes I want to, dress a little bit more athletic. I like running. I like going to the gym. I like camping. Maybe I want to dress some more like that. And you get to a point where there's too many styles and I just need to pick one. Baby girl, pick them all. You could be every style there is. One day you could be, freaking wearing workout gear and running shoes and I'm a runner. The next day you could be freaking fashionista walking down the catwalk. Maybe the next day you could be beach bum. Maybe the next day you could look like you're out of an H&M magazine. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't get, like, you don't feel like you have to dress a certain way just because one certain style is trending. If you like that style, dress it, baby. But if you're also liking a different style as well, dress that as well. Nobody ever stops you from dressing in more than one style. I mean, it doesn't hurt to fill up your closet, right? Having an empty closet full of plain stuff, that's boring. Have it colorful and stuff, where it looks like it's almost like you go into a thrift store where everything is so fun, right? Have your closet just be banging, 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 baby. In regards to that, I think that's kind of where we'll cut it for today on the topic of, let's bring some more color into this world, everybody. Let's change it up, man. Let's make it just a lot more fun. Because I feel like even, look in the 90s, I even felt like the earth was just more beautiful. Now it's just, everyone's just taking trees down and ruining beautiful landmarks just to have another freaking parking garage, right? Let's add some more color. I also would say, enjoy the outdoors. Touch some grass, okay? Touch some grass. You guys can listen to this while you're going on a walk, while you're camping, while you're hammocking. Everybody needs to do one thing that touches grass. I mean, once it gets warm this summer, this spring, doesn't even matter. Touch some grass, because I've been really on I want to use products that are beneficial to the earth, so like no more plastic stuff, No more, you know, I mean, I guess that's really it for right now. Like no more plastic stuff, a lot more recycled things if things are recycled, a lot more wood, stuff like that. Kind of embrace helping out the earth, because once the earth, you know, is healthier, you'll see flowers and trees, and that adds some color. That's a way to add color into your life. So that's really all I got today on that, and I hope that you guys can see the importance of individuality, personality, expressing yourself, and you can walk away, I'm going to change one thing, and I'm going to colorize it more. I'm going to express myself a little bit differently. Be a little bit different than your friends. Stand out. So when you're in a group and you go out, you're the one that people tend to look at because you're not looking like everybody else. And obviously look at it in a good way, because they're like, wow, I like that style. I like those shoes. I like that jacket. Like, I don't know. I like that hairstyle. Go back and get, you know, freaking a flock of seagulls haircut, man. Get something. Just do something to be fun. We're all too lame nowadays, and I'll admit I'm super lame. In terms of hot take, that is my hot take. We're all too boring nowadays. It's kind of lame. And in terms of a detour that happened this week, let's think, man. I don't know. I don't think anything really derailed my week. I think everything's just moving. It's all been kind of a blur because I'm trying to I was getting everything done with the apartment. Trying to get things done with the apartment. And obviously I'm trying to do stuff for the podcast. So it's kind of like there's a lot going on. But I don't think anything that has really kind of derailed me a bit. But yeah, I think also I'm thinking about adding some new segments. You'll definitely hear about them when the episode comes, but I kind of want to switch some things up. I mean, again, since you guys just got me, unfortunately. Fortunately, you got the best freaking up-and-coming podcast host there is, okay? We are the best. And, I mean, you guys watch and prove it. Just the fact that I get episodes, golly, my brain. I get views and I get people commenting. I have the best fans there is. And I may only have 50 or so right now. But I think having 50 means so much to me, because it really does feel like I actually got people to talk to. And then, you know, I don't know, it's fun. So that is where I'll leave you guys today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and I hope this inspires you to just take action throughout your week, to be positive, to be the light in all of your friends' lives, add some color, and touch some grass. Okay? It's okay to be inside, but touch some freaking grass. So I'll say this quick. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, ring that bell. I love all the comments that you guys leave for me. Maybe we'll give some wedgies to the next guest. It seems like you guys like that a lot. And if you're listening to it on Spotify, go ahead and leave a rating. Leave whatever rating you think this podcast deserves. I think it deserves a 5. I think we're the most banging podcast that's coming up, and I think we're going to be the most banging podcast that'll ever freaking be. So leave a beautiful rating. Give a follow on that as well, so you don't miss a weekly episode. And until next week, ladies and gentlemen, much love.